welcome to Coffee Talk with Tammy. Today I wanted to do my final video on attachment styles and personalities that enable toxic relationships. So I wanted to thank you guys for joining me and walking with me through this journey that I started for myself, in order to grow and heal. And the first part of growing and healing is awareness and acknowledgement. And a lot of us are not able to grow or heal because we're not aware, or we are not even acknowledging something is wrong. And how could we if we're not educated on these topics? So here I am bringing these topics to us so we could have secure and healthier relationships and attachment styles. So we live in a society that tends to normalize toxic relationships, from the movies that we watch to the music that we obsess over. And we also tend to relive retold stories of past generations of toxic relationships, and not realizing that we're following patterns that we have the ability to break. Your story doesn't have to be like everybody else's, or you don't have to stay in a certain situation or put up with certain things because you're like people in our past have. If we educate ourselves, we can gear towards healthier and more secure attachment styles. So let me end my series by summarizing the videos that I've talked about in the past and letting you guys know what I tend to work on in the future. So my very first video when I started was on why people use each other in relationships and why do they allow themselves to be used. My second video talked about vulnerability. Vulnerability is such an essential part of a deep relationship, or a deep connection for a relationship. A lot of us fall short of vulnerability because, one, we're either egotistic or we're afraid of opening up. A remedy for this would be for us to either set boundaries or allow people to earn our vulnerability. My third video I talked about the power of a woman to influence. Ladies, we are powerful beings. However, a lot of us fall short of the glory of our power because, one, some of us don't know it, or we don't realize our worth. Throughout history, we are the motivation and the drive to why men do what they do. We have a very big impact on the influence of their decisions or their motivations. So why is it that we're not walking in our power or using our power? Often we find women begging people or men to treat them a certain way. Remember, ladies, actions speak louder than words. We show people how to treat us by the way what we allow, by setting standards, and the way we treat ourselves. You can't keep allowing something and I'm expecting somebody to change. You gotta walk in your purpose. You gotta walk and people will follow. Number 4 was a hot topic. It was gaslighting. Gaslighting is a hot topic because a lot of us have experienced some form of gaslighting and not knowingly, we don't even know what it is. So gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse. And gaslighting can be intentional or unintentional. The most common form of gaslighting is the unintentional form. It could be as simple as somebody dismissing a child crying over a cut, or somebody saying that you're crazy or dramatic. And the thing is, even though it's unintentional, it's still emotional abuse, because anything that makes you question your perception of how you feel or your reality is abusive. Feelings are spontaneous and should never be dismissed. They should always be acknowledged. The intentional part is usually from people in relationships that are trying to be controlling, manipulating, trying to hide something from you, so they make you question what you are conveying. So those are the 2 main forms of gaslighting. My final videos were on attachment styles. Remember, there's 4 main attachment styles that we all fall under. And whether you are aware of it or not, we all fall into one of these 4 attachment styles. But here's the thing, only one of these 4 attachment styles is healthy or secure. We have the anxious preoccupied attachment style, we have the dismissive avoidant attachment style, we have the anxious fearful attachment style, and lastly, the secure attachment, which we all aim to have. Now, a lot of us don't necessarily display any of these characteristics of the toxicity until we find somebody that brings it out of us. But here's the thing: if somebody is bringing it out of you, then it's in you anyway. It's just coming out, because a lot of us don't realize we all deal with unresolved issues. Because somebody who's healthy inside, whether somebody is bringing out toxicity from them, they either are strong enough to direct that person to a healthier way of dealing with them or interacting with them, or they just don't tolerate it, because that is not they love themselves, or they know their worth, or they're just not going to deal with somebody who's not serving or honoring their higher purpose. What happens as human beings, we age physically, but the spiritual world in us never ages. So basically, whatever we're going through spiritually, if it's not resolved, it tends to linger on, whether it's conscious or unconscious. And the best way to resolve any of these issues is, to seek therapy, to seek coaching. And I'm going to tell you about coaching and therapy. It's a very personal process, so you're not always going to connect with everybody. But the goal is to find somebody that you do connect with and heal, so that you can be a better version of yourself. And once you're a better version of yourself, you can be in a relationship, and you two could be a better version of each other. My next videos are going to be on, my next series is going to be on healing. Healing, opening up after a toxic relationship. And if you are in a relationship or a marriage, how to overcome the toxicity stages, the roller coaster that you guys went through, and how to get back to the secure attachment styles, how to get back to loving and honoring each other by, first honoring and loving ourselves. Remember, acknowledgement and awareness is the first step to healing, and thank you for taking that step with me. And I have a bonus video coming up soon too, in 2 weeks, on a topic I think you guys would love to hear. Leave a comment.
Teach you, give you love instruction, show you what I know. We should take it easy, ain't no need to rush, no, baby, nice